Why one of the world's richest countries doesn't make its citizens rich. When people hear United Arab Emirates, they picture gold-plated Bentleys cruising past record-breaking skyscrapers in the desert. Luxury shopping, artificial islands shaped like palm trees, and ultra-modern architecture define its global image. But here's the twist. Despite the glitz, most UAE citizens aren't rich. In fact, many Emiratis live relatively modest middle-class lives. So how is it that in one of the world's wealthiest countries, so few locals enjoy that wealth? In this video, we'll explore why one of the world's richest countries doesn't make its citizens rich, and what's really happening beneath the shimmering surface. The UAE's wealth is concentrated, not shared. The UAE consistently ranks among the richest nations in the world based on GDP per capita. According to the World Bank, the UAE's GDP per capita in 2023 stood at approximately $49,000. That puts it firmly among the world's wealthiest economies. However, this figure masks the real story. A significant portion of the UAE's wealth is controlled by a small elite. Royal families, government-affiliated business leaders, and top-tier investors dominate sectors like real estate, oil, logistics, banking, and construction. These groups hold vast influence and profit handsomely from the country's growth. Meanwhile, most Emiratis receive government support, such as housing and healthcare, but that doesn't translate into private wealth or business ownership. The result is a stark wealth gap. The towers might shine, but the riches don't trickle down equally. So while the UAE economy is impressive on paper, everyday citizens often don't share directly in its prosperity. One reason why one of the world's richest countries doesn't make its citizens rich. The real workforce? Foreigners, not locals. Let's talk numbers. As of 2025, roughly 88.5% of the UAE's population is made up of expatriates, according to Global Media Insight. That means locals account for less than 12% of the total population. These foreign workers fill roles across all sectors: construction, retail, healthcare, education, and even finance and tech. Skilled professionals from India, the UK, the Philippines, Egypt, Pakistan, and beyond are the backbone of the UAE's workforce. On the other hand, Emiratis tend to work in public sector roles, which are stable but limited in upward mobility. These jobs don't typically lead to high earnings or entrepreneurial freedom. Despite efforts like the Emiratization initiative, which aims to increase the number of nationals in private sector jobs, foreign labor still dominates the economy. In 2024, the NAFIS program helped over 131,000 Emiratis secure private sector employment, exceeding national targets. But the shift is slow. So while the UAE is booming economically, many Emiratis remain spectators in their own economy. That's a key reason why Emiratis aren't rich, even when the country is. Government benefits offer stability but not riches. The UAE government is generous when it comes to citizen welfare. Locals enjoy free public education, subsidized healthcare, interest-free housing loans, and financial support for marriage and childcare. This safety net ensures a high standard of living and has been crucial in maintaining national unity in a country where citizens are a minority. But here's the catch: security is not the same as wealth. Most citizens are middle-income earners. According to a 2022 report from the UAE's Ministry of Community Development, the majority of Emiratis live comfortably, but they aren't accumulating wealth at the pace of business owners or high-earning professionals. Government jobs are stable and offer good pensions, but they lack the scalability of private enterprise. The structure discourages risk-taking, which limits opportunities for long-term personal financial growth. This explains why, despite the government's support system, the majority of citizens aren't getting rich. They're comfortable, but not wealthy. Oil riches don't equal personal wealth. Abu Dhabi alone holds some of the world's largest oil reserves, and the UAE has long used its energy revenue to fuel growth. But unlike countries such as Norway or Kuwait, where citizens receive direct oil-related dividends, Emiratis do not receive personal payouts. Instead, oil profits go into sovereign wealth funds like the Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, ADIA, which as of 2023 manages over $1 trillion in global assets. These funds invest in infrastructure, tech companies, real estate, and more, all for long-term national benefit. That sounds impressive, but for the average citizen, the connection is distant. The funds build museums, universities, and airports, not personal bank balances. And with the UAE working to diversify away from oil, especially under UAE Vision 2030, the new generation is growing up in a reality where oil is no longer the default path to prosperity. This adds another layer to the question: does oil make UAE citizens rich? No, not directly. The cost of living offsets the perks. Dubai and Abu Dhabi are often ranked among the most expensive cities in the world. According to Mercer's 2023 Cost of Living Index, Dubai ranks 15th globally, making it the most expensive city in the Middle East. Rent alone is daunting. A 3-bedroom flat in central Dubai can cost upwards of 250,000 dirhams a year, roughly $68,000. Add in school fees, often over $20,000 per child, imported food prices, and rising fuel costs, and you begin to see why even middle-class families feel the squeeze. Even though citizens receive subsidies for housing and utilities, these don't always keep pace with inflation and lifestyle costs. From weddings to social obligations, cultural expectations can also drive up expenses for Emiratis trying to keep up with modern standards. So while the UAE offers a high quality of life, the cost of living in Dubai and Abu Dhabi often absorbs the perks citizens receive. It's one more reason why the average Emirati isn't wealthy. Wealth comes from business, and business is not easy. In the UAE, if you want to become truly rich, you usually need to run a successful business. Entrepreneurs, especially foreign ones, have made fortunes in real estate, retail, logistics, tech, and hospitality. The country offers incentives like free zones, tax exemptions, and easy registration. But these benefits often favor expats with international experience, capital, and risk tolerance. While programs like the Khalifa Fund exist to support Emirati startups, challenges persist. Limited access to venture capital, lack of exposure to global markets, and social norms that favor stable employment over business risk. Family-owned businesses, once the engine of Emirati wealth, are struggling to pass down leadership. Younger generations are often disinterested in traditional trades, while modern ventures like e-commerce or fintech require skills many haven't developed. In short, the UAE economy explained through business growth is impressive, but citizens aren't always positioned to benefit directly. The path to wealth is open, but only a few locals take it. Cultural priorities. Focus on stability over ambition. Emirati culture emphasizes stability, community, and tradition. Family comes first, religion is central, and government service is respected. That's why there's less of the high-pressure, hustle culture mentality you see in places like the US or Singapore. Many Emiratis are content with a comfortable life provided by the state rather than pursuing high-risk, high-reward ventures. This mindset isn't inherently bad. It creates social cohesion, reduces inequality, and prevents extreme poverty, but it also slows personal wealth accumulation. Financial independence isn't always the goal. In many cases, social prestige, job title, or community status matter more than personal income or entrepreneurial success. So, why aren't Emiratis rich? Sometimes simply because they're not chasing wealth. They're prioritizing values that don't revolve around money. The future, opportunities, and transition. The UAE isn't blind to this reality. The leadership is actively trying to transform the economy and empower its citizens to take more ownership of its future. Through initiatives like UAE Vision 2030, NAFIS, and the Centennial Plan 2071, the country is investing in education, technology, and entrepreneurship. The aim? To shift Emiratis from being state employees to innovators, leaders, and global competitors. And it's working, slowly. As of 2024, more than 131,000 Emiratis have taken up private sector jobs under the NAFIS program. Tech hubs like Hub 71 in Abu Dhabi and Area 2071 in Dubai are helping citizens develop startups in artificial intelligence, fintech, and renewable energy. More young Emiratis are becoming bilingual, studying abroad, and launching businesses. Influencers, coders, designers, and green entrepreneurs are emerging from communities once seen as conservative or risk-averse. The transition won't happen overnight, but the direction is clear. The next generation may not rely on oil or government salaries. They may rely on apps, content, tech, and capital markets. The UAE is one of the world's richest nations, but that wealth is centralized and carefully managed. Most citizens enjoy comfort, not opulence. Why one of the world's richest countries doesn't make its citizens rich comes down to concentrated wealth, cultural values, and a system in transition, not lack of opportunity. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and share your thoughts below.